Hi, my name is David Hruska, and I'm an accounting student here at Missouri State University, and I'm here today to discuss the benefits of implementing an activity-based costing system within a workplace or a manufacturing company. What would be an activity-based costing system, you ask? Those systems, these ABC systems as they are more commonly known, are accounting systems used mostly in manufacturing and production companies. The goal of an ABC system is to reduce the cost of production by properly allocating the indirect costs, things such as rent, travel expenses, what have you, to the proper activity base. These activity bases can range from things like the department that sets up the machines in a production company, the department that handles the fabrication of the parts, the supervisors, the inspection area of the company. All of these can fall under various activities. Now, most companies, under a traditional costing system, which we are going to be arguing against today, will divide these overhead costs, again the things like rent or travel expenses, evenly. So inspection might get 20% of the cost, supervisors might get 20%, the fabrication of parts could get another 20% as well. And this doesn't exactly give you an accurate view of where your costs are going or coming from. How you're spending your money, and it doesn't let you make important decisions like what products are actually bringing in money, where are we generating more revenue, should we continue this product line, is it losing us money. These kind of questions managers really need to know the answers to, and activity-based costing can give you more accurate answers. It provides a huge advantage to, when compared to businesses that use traditional costing systems, because they more accurately calculate the cost of the object being produced. My study was designed to investigate the benefits and drawbacks of various accounting systems, with the primary focus centering around ABC systems. My study was specifically designed to answering these following questions. How are ABC systems implemented? What are the benefits to using an activity-based accounting system compared to a traditional accounting system? And what are the potential drawbacks of an implementation of an activity-based costing system? And do these outweigh the potential benefits? In conducting my research, I used a variety of journals, a couple textbooks as well, and one of my primary sources was Dr. Robert Kaplan, who's considered the founding father of activity-based costing. He's been working on refining and developing these systems since the 1980s. He's published multiple books on the systems. He's a very scholarly, very important person with a doctorate in the accounting field. Another text I used was Douglas Hicks' important text, ABC Costing, Making It Work for Small and Mid-Sized Companies. He provides some great examples. He shows you where you can really save money and why these systems should be implemented with almost any production company. I also found that activity-based costing systems give management better control over price and product mix, which I plan on touching on a little bit as well. But the first thing we need to discuss when implementing an ABC system is how you actually bring these into the organization. They can be a little difficult. They are expensive up front, which can be a turnoff to some companies in general. According to the Institute of Management Accountants, which Dr. Robert Kaplan is a member of, the basic steps for implementing an ABC system work for service companies as well as manufacturing companies. Now, we're going to take the manufacturing approach here because it's a little easier to understand, but you need to understand that this can work for a service company such as a hotel or even a retailer as well. If you basically start your ABC systems with the identification of the activities performed in producing the outputs. A manufacturing company, as we said earlier, might have product development, scheduling, materials handling, inventory management, inspections. All of these can be individual categories. Once you have your activity bases, the next step is to determine the cost drivers, and then you'll create a cost flow diagram to illustrate how resources and costs move within an organization. In our manufacturing company, a potential cost driver for the scheduling activity could be the number of production orders. From there, once you have your production orders, you identify the outputs produced, which would literally be your production, and you link the activity costs to the outputs via the cost driver. And that should give you the amount you're actually spending, rather than in traditional costing, well, you would just take your overhead and allot it based on however many activities you have. That doesn't exactly give you a great idea, and we even have an example here that should kind of help. If you have one company, let's say they manufacture socks, and they produce two different types of socks. One is red and one is blue. Both of these socks, let's say, cost $200,000 of fixed costs to produce. That's going to be there for both products no matter what. There are overhead costs that apply to both products as well, and as the machines are currently set up to produce these socks, the overhead costs equal $150,000 total. This $150,000 is split both ways under a traditional costing system. Now we find out when we try and implement our activity-based system that the blue socks, because of the dye they require in the sock, actually require more machine work. A producer actually has to, or a worker actually has to come in and change the machine to produce this ink, to dye the socks the particular blue color we're looking for. Once we have these socks, or once we have the machine done, the costs remain the same. But this is an extra $25,000 a year in addition over the cost of the red socks. So now, if we look at it through activity-based costing, we see that the blue socks cost $100,000, whereas the red only costs $50,000. So if we're running this company, that's some information we need to know, because if the blue socks aren't selling, we probably want to move most of our production toward red. This also goes for analyzing costs in the value chain. Does this activity even add value? Could we ship our product without making it any better as is? Do we need this extra step in the process? It actually allows us to create more accurate budgets, which are better for projections over the course of a financial year. And we can use these to actually set more accurate and more attainable goals for our company as well, which can help in a number of ways. At this point, once your system is set up, it actually allows management to begin harvesting software from this data system. And this is the most costly area of activity-based costing, is the data system that you have to create. It can be very pricey, and that's what generally scares most companies away. In one of the surveys I used during my study, it was found that most companies, about 85%, are scared of implementing activity-based costing for the particular upfront cost. It's expensive, and a lot of companies don't want to pay that cost up front. But in the long run, once that initial cost is out of the way, they are able to see massive quantities of saving. They are able to make better product decisions and better pricing decisions based on a more accurate cost knowledge. This is extremely important for any businesses looking to be competitive in today's markets, and this is an extremely useful tool to implement for any company, and I would highly recommend it. Again, my name has been David Hruska, and this has been Activity-Based Costing. Have a great day.